the sign of all signs is not that the mountains are going to be flying like pieces of cotton wool and the graves are going to open out. No. There is a sa'ah which comes before that. That is the end of the world. And at that time when the world is to end, before that happens, Allah will send like a gas out of the sky. And whoever has even a grain of a mustard seed of faith in the heart and inhales that gas will die. So the last hour will not come on anyone who says Allah, Allah, Allah with his heart. But if you see the Shaykh after the gas has come, and he is there with his big hat and he's giving very eloquent lectures on Suretu Kehf, we still alive? Implication? It's just words. It's just words. He does not have even a grain of a mustard seed of faith in his heart. The last hour will come on such people. But before that last hour comes, there's another last hour. And in this last hour, there is the triumph of truth over all rivals. And at the heart of that last hour, I call this the end of history, and I call that the end of the world. At the heart of this alamatu sa'a is وَإِنَّهُ, the Quran says, La Ain Lam Mim. And this Ain Lam Mim can be read two ways. It could be وَإِنَّهُ لَعِلْمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ, the knowledge of the hour. Surely he is the knowledge of the hour, he being Nabi Isa alayhi salam. That's the context of the passage. But it can also be pronounced differently. وَإِنَّهُ لَعَلَمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ, and surely he is the sign of the last hour. The sign of all signs is the return of Nabi Isa alayhi salam. When he comes back, at that time, yes, there will be believers left in the world. And most of them are going to be in the Holy Land, which indicates that probably the American continent will probably be bare. No human beings left in the American continent. Europe, bare, no human beings there. I, of course, can be wrong. I've made mistakes in the past. But all the indicators are that we are moving in the direction of nuclear warfare between the two contending powers. On one side is Russia and China, and on the other side is the Anglo-American-Israeli alliance. And if that nuclear war takes place, it's going to be in thousands of nuclear weapons. Every nuclear weapon that explodes produces a mushroom cloud. So if thousands of nuclear weapons explode, that's dukhan, that's the smoke. It's going to incinerate every city. Is there anything in the Quran that tells us something about this? It is in Suretul Isra, if I can remember the ayah now. I can't remember the ayah, I'm too tired. But in Suretul Isra, Allah says that He's going to destroy every town and every city. And those which escape destruction will be punished with terrible punishment. Maybe I'll remember the ayah before we end. So there is something in the Quran which confirms this universal destruction of all towns and all cities. And I think that the electronic waves with which you are able to use this thing called the cell phone and the wireless internet will also transmit that which will incinerate us. Incinerate means to burn you, to become ashes, when that nuclear warfare takes place. And the only people who will escape will be those who follow the example of the young men of Suretu Kehf, who withdrew from society and went to the cave. And we want to do the same thing, but to withdraw to the remote countryside. We know that we're in Kampung when we cannot use a cell phone. Next question.